Yo, we back with the second part of School of Thought podcast.
We back.
As always, I'm your boy King James.
Yep, you know what it is. It's LB.
Where's Jan?
So, we heard some stuff on the news. So, apparently, what the fuck is they called? The big court? Supreme Court. Came down with a judgment to stop affirmative action in private colleges.
A lot of black colleges, mainly.
And I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose behind that.
So does that mean that HBCUs can tell other ethnicities no as well?
It should be. I mean, if they're going to make the law the way they trying to do it in Florida.
They should?
Because like you said, if it's private institutions and they telling certain people they can't get in, regardless of what your race is, wouldn't, because like HBCUs that we know about, they accept inner city white kids, they accept Asians as well, Mexicans as well. So does that change? Do I believe it's right? Hell no. The reason why, I guess, going through the job that I'm going through now, it's like some of the people with accents I can't understand, and I feel like we need that. So that way, like I said, so that way you can experience different cultures, different perspectives. Right. So that way, when a motherfucker don't grow up and then you say some wild shit, I gotta blow your head off. Nah, I kind of grew up with that, dealt with that as a motherfucking kid, so I kind of understand your perspective. As long as you respect mine, and I can respect yours.
Right.
So I think that it's needed, but if there's a motive behind it, then that's a different ball game. But I wonder what the motive is, because it doesn't make sense for them to.
I would say the only motive that it really could be is they feel like if a school have to delegate so many scholarships or so many acceptance spots to people outside of the race that they actually want in there, that would be the only reason to do that. The remove affirmative action from colleges like that is you feel like this kid could have made it, but because you got to have so many black kids or so many minority kids, right, my kid can't go because of that.
Do they eventually take a loss behind being for affirmative action? Because, I mean, like you say, you get what you want in, and then you can mold your curriculum and possibly your sports to be able to compete with other schools. So if they get rid of affirmative action, or I mean, if they would have allowed it, they got to accept whatever the fuck they can get, which might fuck up their curriculum and their sports. Is that, like, I'm trying to guess, think of the positive before automatically go out. What would make them want to get rid of it if it's not race?
Well, the thing about a school like that, like a Ivy League school,
they need the prestige to top of the top.
Right. So you still ain't getting into an Ivy League school, no matter what race you are. If your high school grades wasn't impeccable.
That's right.
But that's what I was about to bring up.
Unless you play a sport and you there on the scholarship.
But that's what I was about to bring up. I think a lot of it have to do with when you had them the rich parents that was trying to pay for the kids to go to school under the table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that plays a big part in.
Because now you done took away from that's
right. Because now they got the talent for being a football player or basketball player or performing arts or something. And then you got your kid that's like, yeah, I want them to have them opportunities too, but they ain't work hard for it. But I got the money that I could just gonna take this. Let them get an education.
Well, see, I think you're gonna always have that. I think you're gonna always have a spot in college for the elite that came here, and they still giving back to this school.
Right.
You know, like I watched a movie one time, and the guy said he was talking about being privileged, and then the dude made a comment to him about like his grades being messed up. And he's like, dude, I'm going here. It was like Princeton or something.
Right.
And then the dude said, he like, dude, there's no way you're gonna ever fucking go there. You don't got the grades. And the dude said, I don't need grades because my family name is on one of the buildings. so basically what he's telling them, my family give a generous donation to this school every year. You think they either gonna stop this money? If my family is giving them $500,000 to $1 million every year to maintain this building that got our family name on it.
Right.
You think they gonna throw that money away to not let one person in?
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
So even though your grades might be better than mine, my family name is on that building, so I still make it in before you.
I want to know why the narrative is being pushed to take away the Black history teaching in these schools. It's like, you know, history is history, but now in these textbooks, it's like, could you really go look deep and really be taught this in school in this day and time?
I don't know.
So listen to this. Black people are the most forgiving people when it comes to non-black people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I could believe that. Agree with it 100%.
So I always pondered this thought. You go to a store and a older black woman or a senior black woman, black man, whatever, a senior citizen, speak to you. Hey, how you doing? We say, how you doing back?
Mm-hmm.
But if a white person speak to us, hey, how you doing? Oh, how you doing, sir? How you doing, man?
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Why they
No,
get the
ma'am.
extra, but our own seniors don't get the extra? So it's like, I look at stuff and I say, as black people, we get beat up the most from other races. They make movies about us, say, hey, in the movie, nigger this, boy that, coon this, coon that. And we watch it and we just take it as a movie.
Right.
But every other race, if you say, you make a movie, you say racial slurs in it,
Mm-hmm.
they fucking protesting. Y'all not putting this shit out.
You better know Oscar for this.
This ain't going to no theater.
Mm-hmm.
But every other race could say stuff about the black race, but as soon as we say something, we anti-Semitic towards any other race. We call a Mexican a Beano or whatever. You racist. You say something about the Jewish people. Oh, you anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
You say something about the Chinese people. Oh, you racist. Well, goddamn, when everybody else get to be racist towards the black people?
You know, I tell them motherfuckers at the job, cause I tell them that they're racist and they call me back. But shit, I tell them I know where I'm from. You know, talk me your shit. How the fuck you gonna be able to teach me some shit and be mad that I do this shit right back to you? Now, I guess where it hurts is we lose money and endorsements behind it because where Trump showed us, hey, stop using other motherfuckers' money, use your own money, they can't do shit to you.
Right.
But we need their motherfucking money, so I guess that ties into the yes sir, yes master, no master. Because if motherfuckers is 2023 still doing that shit and don't do that shit to them. My own elders, they fucked up now. So I guess my rebuttal to be to that is some elders don't deserve it, and I guess that's immaturely speaking, because I guess our elders should be treated as such. But if they're not dishing that shit out, I guess nowadays in society, they're not gonna reciprocate it, because you give what the fuck you get back. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
and if an elder ain't getting that respect, I guess the way my mind is wired, they've been planting seeds of negativity out in the universe, and that's what the fuck they're getting back if they're not getting that respect that they should be receiving as an elder. Other than
I
that,
could believe that.
you know, other than if it comes to because I give people same age as me, and like, boom, yeah, yes sir, no sir.
That's me.
They be,
At
don't
the
stop saying
grocery
that shit
store,
to me. Yeah,
anywhere.
It's just, you know what I mean?
Restaurant, it's just come naturally. Like, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So like,
Yeah,
man, you like 19, but you doing a service to me. So I just feel obligated to, still address you in such.
Like you said, in a positive, I don't want to say uplifting manner, but it's like shit. It empowers you if I say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am,
Right.
I mean, regardless
Right.
of the age. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Now, do I believe that, like I say, elders should receive it? Fuck yes. But it shouldn't be versatile between our elders receiving it. If motherfuckers is doing that, they wild for that, like, but I get it, it's a slave mentality, you know what I mean? Like, motherfuckers don't know no better, so they think that, to fear, I don't see that shit, like, motherfuckers be fearing another human in the office,
Right.
like, bro,
Right.
like, out of sight, out of mind. Like, bro, fuck all of that shit. Like, they're just a motherfucking human. Like, but we've grown up to fear that shit. So,
But then, the thing about it is some of us so strong-minded because we're knowledgeable of things we done read, we done seen it and lived through it. So it's like, if something coming in our way, that's such, we're going to stick our chest out. And now we looked at like, ooh, you the angry black person or this. No, it's because I'm just not going to let this go up under the rug. Right.
Well, we should speak out, like, because we can't be the people that keep allowing ourselves to be beat on and just take it and say, oh well, it's cool, when no other races is doing that.
Bro, you know what I wondered? What we did a long time ago. The reason why I asked that is if you got one person in a room and everybody got that same opinion about you, it's for a reason. So back in the day, I've always wondered this, and I could be fucking wrong, but what did we do to people to the point where they all feel the same way about one group of fucking people?
I think with us, as a black race, we was always so dominant and masculine to the point that even if we didn't open up our mouths or show action, people still was fears of us.
That's
You know what I mean?
That's a
Because it could be like, somebody walking their dog and they walk all the way on the other side of the grass. Or, you're in the car next to them and they locking their doors.
But you know why they feel that? They got to feel that way because some of the stories that's been told about black people and how rich black people used to be and how our ancestors ran the country, like before slavery. How black people ran and owned so much land.
Right.
So they know for that to be true. So we got to a point where at one point these used to be basically the strongest people on earth.
Right.
But we came in and we kept chipping at them and we kept chipping at them and chipping at them and chipping at them, and we finally found a way to break them down. You're going to do everything in your power to keep them at that point.
So that's why that makes sense. That was the conclusion of what I was asking, because so motherfuckers dominant, so like you said, so empowered and so strong, motherfuckers couldn't infiltrate it. But the moment they get you at your weakest point, they want to keep you at that point.
I just watched a video on I forget who it was. Oh, Mansa Musa.
Ah.
This dude, they said if he was alive today, the fortune he had back then, in today's money, this dude would have been a multi-trillionaire. That's how much gold that he had. He would have been. They said this dude used to travel and go into other countries and see other black people that was poor, and he would just give them gold, like just here.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing
Where
gold
was
to
he
him.
getting his gold from?
From Africa. Dude, they just, remember I told y'all, they just found in, now I can't think, Sudan. They went into a mountain and found, what did they say, like $23 billion worth of gold inside the mountain. See, people don't know this. Africa is one of your richest continents in the world.
Yeah.
Bro, they got, so you got to think, they got gold, they got diamonds, they got this new, it's a new rock that they just found, and they got a weird color, like a weird blue color to it, and I forget what they called it, but they say the dude discovered it, I want to say, I think they said like 12 years ago. But I'm like, you ain't discovered shit. The shit been there.
It's been there.
You ain't discovered nothing.
Sorry,
You went
like
in,
Christopher Columbus,
you found it, and you dug it out and made jewelry out of it.
Yeah.
Right, but you ain't discovered nothing. It been there. Them people probably are. If you found it,
It's been found.
then the people that been living there all their life, over these thousands and thousands of years, they been found.
Yeah.
They just ain't doing nothing
They ain't
with
With
it.
it, yeah.
So when we think back to it, it all makes sense of why the world want to treat just this one race of people the way that they treat us. It ain't because, I mean, they know from the shit that our ancestors did, and everything I'm saying, I'm talking about before slavery. They know the shit that they did, that they know we were strong.
Mm-hmm.
They know we had good thinking ability. They know we had good building ability. And they know we could whoop some ass. This is why you think during slavery, why you got guns drawn on people that don't got no weapons.
Right. They can overpower you.
Because if they overpower us, they gonna fuck us up.
Yeah.
So I can't just be out here on no horse with no weapon trying to tell these motherfuckers what to do. I need this pistol and this shotgun. Cause if one of them attack me and I hit him with this gun and he go down, they see all that blood. That's enough fear that the next person ain't gonna want to do this.
Right. Right.
But if I ain't got no weapon and this motherfucker attack me and he yanked me off that horse and he beat the shit out of me, guess what? When they go back to them motherfucking slave quarters, hey, shit.
These
Hey.
can't fight.
You see what Charles did? Bro, we getting all of them tonight.
They some bitch.
So they did they best. And now I'm starting to look at, as I get older, I'm starting to look at the slavery stuff. I'm starting to look at it with a different eye of what I'm seeing now.
Right.
I'm saying you had to know that these were some of the strongest people in the world, that you were willing to give away guns, crops, anything you could have in America, you was willing to give it away to buy people with it. So that lets you know how strong our ancestors was and the capabilities that they had. Because you was giving away the best stuff at the time to get these people.
Right.
So in today's world, they still scared of that. Because even though we've been over here and we learned their teaching, we learned their way of life, we learned to think the way that they want us to think, which is thinking like them. Even though all of that, they know, but deep down inside, you can't change that bloodline. And it's still in you. So they know, hey, shit, this nigga still might be a Mandingo warrior.
Right.
So he still got the capabilities of fucking us up. So they still do the shit that they do today. It still ain't nothing but modern day slavery. You think you free until a motherfucker kill you, and then 12 jurors will say, well, he was standing his ground. Well, how was he standing his ground when he was the aggressor the whole time?
Yeah.
Because they didn't see no 17-year-old kid. They ain't see a grown man walking down, confronting a 17-year-old kid. They seen a grown man confronting a strong-ass boy that obviously beat the shit out of this grown man.
Right.
So he fucking shot him. But then you come out and say not guilty. And then when you do your interview, you say, oh, I think we made a mistake. What you mean? What you talking about?
Don't add up.
But this is and this is what I'm saying when I say that we as black people, we too forgiving. Because when they said that, somebody should have been punching them in the fucking mouth. Because you don't just let no dude go and you know he should have got jail time, and then you come out and say, oh, well, we made a mistake.
They can't enslave their people.
Crazy. It took everything in them to put Derek Chauvin in jail.
Yeah.
For what he did to George Floyd.
George Floyd.
But you know why he really went to jail? Because they already seen the little bit of anger from when the cops got off for whooping on in California, Rodney King. They seen the results of that. They was pulling motherfucking white people out of semi trucks and beating their ass. They pulling up, whoa, we in the wrong, wait a minute, we on the wrong street. Trying to hurry up and turn around in their cars. They was jumping on their cars, pulling them out their cars, beating their ass. So they knew if he didn't go to jail, bruh, they gonna tear this bitch up. And not just Ferguson, Missouri, they gonna tear America up.
Everywhere.
So hey, bruh, listen, like you said, they don't put their own in jail. But because of what we fearing that they might do, guilty. Because if they would have said not guilty, fucking Missouri probably still be burnt.
Yeah.
Canada wouldn't have nothing on Missouri. And that's what I told Toogie. I said, man, he ain't really go to jail. He ain't go to jail for killing him. Yeah, that was the charges. And that's what they put up. He was a sacrifice of not getting this country towed up.
Yeah.
Because motherfuckers was ready. If he get off, I kid you not, I heard people. If he get off, bruh, I'm willing to lose my life. They was ready to tear this motherfucker up.
So they had a point to prove. Let's
right.
Calm.
And you don't think that shit got back to them people up there?
They know it.
Listen, they went in there, hey, we ain't supposed to tell the jury, we ain't supposed to sway the jury on what to vote. Them motherfuckers went in there and said, hey, y'all find this motherfucker guilty. Because if they don't, your ass might not make it home tonight. And them motherfuckers sat in that jury room, they said, man, yeah, I can believe that.
You right.
Said, I don't want no smoke.
Right, guilty.
Hey, yo. Man, I don't know, dog. It's some Hunger Games for me, man.
Yeah,
I see
man.
it.
Well, you know, on the good note, us as black people, us as a society, we got to get in our books. We got to educate ourselves. We need more, you know, more of the lawyers. We need more of the doctors. We need more of the senators, more of the governors, mayors. Like, we need politicians out here that's gonna keep our community strong and that's gonna be on the movement to uplift us as a community of black people. Because if not, then we're gonna get swayed away, and then the teachings that was taught from our ancestors, the new generation gonna tend to forget it.
That's right.
So we got to stay on our solid, stay on our P's and Q's, and show that love, peace, and happiness, y'all.
And that's all they doing, man. With all these laws and shit they putting in, they trying to erase. Because see, one thing we as black people got to realize, if you trying to take something away from me, you got to be trying to replace it with something.
Right.
So if you trying to erase history, you trying to get rid of affirmative action, you trying to pull all this stuff away, then what are you trying to replace it with? So it's some big, so basically they letting us know there's some big shit coming down the
And
pipeline.
you ain't welcome.
Yeah, some hidden agendas.
And if we don't, if we as black people, like, really don't come together and be willing to stick together and be there for each other, they gonna fuck our kids up.
Yeah.
Not our kids, not Bailey, but Bailey's kids. When
Yeah.
she become adult,
You think?
her kids.
I get you.
'Cause it's gonna take that long
True.
to get it to get right.
I just wonder if there was too much technology and information out for them to torch the kids, for lack of a better term. I feel like, well, I'll take it back, because I heard they were trying to ban TikTok, so I guess eventually they could. I take all of that back I just said, because now that I think about it, Putin has a restriction on a lot that goes on over there, so that way he can still keep manipulating control, if manipulating is the proper term. So,
You know what? And speaking of which, I think it's what you zoom in on as far as the kids nowadays, because a buddy of mine was telling me, man, you know, you see the Coco Melon, you see this, you see that, but then he had an issue with the Gracie's Corner, which is a young black girl that's getting schooled on doing all the Miss Mary Mac, doing all the numbers, I'm like, wow, that's good to see this young black kid and all these young black kids is following in her footsteps. Cause I see the one little Asian kid, he could be eating an apple and he got 50 million views because all the kids just zoom in and watch it. So I'm like, why not with the education of this little Gracie's Corner, like, why not get behind her? Oh, the Big Frida from New Orleans, because whatever she identify as, our kids shouldn't be listening to that. But this is the way of the world now. That woman's still a black woman that's, you know, pushing her agenda as far as music. You know what I mean? But this is still our race of people. So why is it always some type of division when you see somebody trying to push and elevate us?
You know, I had, who the fuck said that? Said when we only come together when it's something negative. If it was a artist that we all liked and we were in the rap game, we would not come together to support that motherfucker. But if it was artists that we did not like, we would all link up, do one diss song against that motherfucker instead of all three of us doing something to do a song with somebody that we motherfucking like. And it was sad survival of the fittest, so I get it. But I'm sad because, like you said, we look at each other, and I need to be better than you so much, so that way I could, I don't know, feel good about myself. I don't know, this is not speaking about myself, but just to have the aura of how I can understand how people think.
Right.
That it's egotistical, and I don't know if that shit's been embedded in us due to us fighting each other when we, you know, in the cotton fields, or you know, us being forced to do certain shit. So it's like, all right, and then motherfuckers are tail. So it was like, that's what it all made it, why we hate each other, because we actually realized in the darkest moments what we would do to each other, and I think that fucked up a lot. And that's some real shit. We did a lot of brutal shit to each other when we were slaves, and that was at our weakest moment. So now that shit is embedded in us to be better than the next, because it was also inbred in us to fucking do better than the next.
Discombobulate us.
You know what I mean? Mixing shit, certain genes and shit together, man. That shit. Yeah.
You got to get back together and build that pyramid.
Yeah, we gotta, as black people, man, we gotta get back to, honestly, man, I really feel like we gotta get back to how we was during segregation.
Yeah.
So, cause I heard somebody say this, they said, think about during segregation. Black people only had black people to depend on.
Yeah, that's true.
You could only shop at a black store.
Eat at a black restaurant.
Eat at a black restaurant. You couldn't go inside and eat. You had to go around back, get your food, pick your food up around back, then go home and eat your food.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd rather just go to the black grocery store, buy my groceries. I banked at the black bank. We had our own banks. We had our own grocery stores. We had our own doctors. Everything.
That's true.
So then when I sit back, that's why I say now, the older I get, the more I start looking at stuff, and I'm realizing a lot of shit that they was doing, thinking it was good, really wasn't good, because it's got us to the place where we at now, where we want to kill each other.
Yeah, but
now,
you know what? It was good to that person's idea, or who thought it was good. But as far as a race in the community, it wasn't good for everybody.
It wasn't. You know, imagine now if you went to, imagine if you couldn't come on the north side, but you had the south side, but it's just all black. All black businesses, all black doctors, all black. So I can't really argue with you if you the doctor.
Right.
Or I can't really argue with you if you own the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get along.
Right.
Cause we got to support one another.
Yeah.
If you own the grocery store, I'm the doctor, he the lawyer, he the barber, he the banker. We all doing business with each other.
We gotta do business with each
keeping
other.
that money in the
But
government.
if we separate and say, hey, let them go over here, let them go over there. Well, guess what? How much was LB giving you on your return at the bank? Well, he was giving me 1.5%. I'll give you 1.6. So is it really worth me not doing business with you, but going to do business with him for 1/10 of a penny? Bruh, you taking a corner of a penny and you cutting that off, and you giving me 1.5 pennies, and they just giving me that little extra piece of penny.
Right.
But they making it look so good that I really think I'm getting something.
Mm-hmm.
But I really ain't.
Right. Right.
Hello?
That dryer is still going?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
But yeah, man, think about it. That's what they do. Well, how much he charging you? Hello?
You were saying something before I hung up?
No, I was talking to my friends.
Oh, okay.
Bye.
Holla.
But think about it. So when we lived in Georgia, right, we rented this apartment. So the apartment was nice. We go in, move our stuff in, and we was basically starting over, so we ain't have a whole bunch of stuff. And we go to bed at night, fucking get up during the middle of the night to use the bathroom, there's fucking roaches everywhere. Tootie said, man, nah, we ain't, We go back to the rental office, hey man, this, that. They come, they bomb the apartment, right? You're like, all right, let's see if this works. They bomb the apartment, a whole bunch of roaches died. They come, clean it up, and all that shit. So, about a week go by, everything good. Ain't seeing no roaches. Okay. After that shit wore off, boom, here come the roaches again. Bang. Found out the whole fucking apartment complex. It was like 5 or 6 apartments. Fucking whole complex is filled up with roaches.
Oh,
We
wow.
like, nah, we ain't doing this. Dude said, all right, well, we gonna let them out their contract, you know, because they just moved in, give them they, you know, write them a check, give them their money back. He says, so where y'all going? Across the street to the other apartment? They rent is about the same. So when he said that, I'm thinking like damn, you just assume that that's where we're going?
Right.
So, but I said that to say, he said they rent the same just to make us think that if you think you're going over there because you think you might get a cheaper rent, you're not, because they rent. So you basically might as well just go on and stay here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how they play. You know, he giving you 1.5% on your money. I give you 1.6. Then you looking like, oh wow. So then what he gonna say then? He ain't gonna tell you that's only a little piece of a penny.
Right.
He gonna tell you in the long run. So in 30 years, that 1.6% I gave you, if you invest in this much, you know, and say you bank with us for the next 10 years, man, that $100 a month you was putting in, now, man, in 10 years, man, you at $30,000. And you going, damn, that 1.6, that shit sound good. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck with them. But not realizing at the same bank you're already at, he gonna say, hey man, you stay with us, that 1.5%, in 10 years, bro, you gonna be at $29,998.
Yeah.
Say what the fuck
So I
is
only
the
made
difference?
$2
Yeah.
in 10
Yeah,
years.
you didn't cross shit.
Yeah, bro, because you only getting
Mm-hmm.
a tenth of a penny. So you really ain't getting nothing.
You ain't getting nothing at all.
But he gonna sell it to you like you getting big shit.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth turning your back on your peoples for that?
Right. And that's how they creep that shit in there. They make you think, oh, when Lil Eric got his car, his Mustang, dude say, well, where all y'all look? I said, we went over here. I said, but I ain't like there, so I was saying, I ain't letting him buying nothing that I feel like whatever price they got, if I don't feel like the car worth that, I said, I ain't letting, even though it's his deal, it's his money, it's his down payment, but I'm not gonna let my son get ripped off.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I said, yeah, we went to the one lot over here in New Albany. I said, they had one, but I ain't really like it. Oh, yeah, we know, yeah, you don't want to mess with them anyway. Bro, you ain't. So I'm looking like, bro, you ain't been out there to that damn block.
Right.
But you trying to sell me like you've been out there and done check their product
And know they got
and know they got trash product.
Right.
So I'm
Just
like,
trying to get your deal.
yeah. So I told Eric, we ain't buying no car from him either. Cause I don't like that. Like when dude did me like that, you gonna say $1,500 and then you gonna call me back when I'm ready to come and get the car. Then you gonna say, oh well, the owner said he gotta get 19 for it. I said, bro, you told me 1,500.
Right.
I didn't tell y'all. I didn't negotiate down to 1,500. You said it was a couple that looked at it. They was offering 1,500. Y'all accepted it. They backed out the deal. They never showed up. So you want 1,500. I said I go get the 1,500. After work, I drop it off. Y'all deliver the car to me like you said. So how you calling me back acting like you told me 1,900 and I tried to talk you down to 1,500?
Right.
I said, so I'm cool. He said, well, you really want the car? I'll find the extra $400. I said, nah, bro. The bad business already been established.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the car. You can sell it to the other people that never came and got it. Because I'm not going to play your game with you.
Right. Right.
Say what you mean, stick to your word, and we got a deal. Because if I'm doing everything I said I was going to do. I told you when I came to look at the car on my lunch break, I'll be up here after work because I'm on my lunch break. I don't have time to go to the bank then come back. But I go to the bank. When I'm done working, I'll come back, bring you the money. Y'all can drop the car off in the morning like you said.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck you call me at 6 o'clock, bro? And say some goofy shit like that. And then expect for me just to be like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna run with
Nah,
it.
bro.
Nah, homie.
It don't work like that.
Get over.
But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm in a whole, I don't know, man. And it might be fucked up, but I'm in a whole nother frame of how I'm looking at shit, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm really trying to see beyond what was going on to cause you to do the shit you did. And I say this, Charleston White made a good point about the civil rights movement. I really had to think on it when he said it. Because he said people don't realize the only reason why Martin Luther King was pushing to stop segregation wasn't nothing really going on because the white people wasn't fucking with the black people.
Right.
As long as you stayed on your side of town and didn't come in our area, they weren't messing with black people.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the fact that they told you, you can't come up here, drove him to want to go up there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I look back on it today, it fucked everything up for black people.
I believe so. A good percentage of it.
Yeah, I understand what you was trying to do. You was trying to defy the odds, which was cool. But in defying your odds, look at the repercussion of it.
Yeah.
Now black people scattered anywhere they want to be, but yet we'll still kill each other over dumb shit. Because now we don't feel like we need to stick together.
Yeah.
But it was a dream. But it was a nightmare. Because the repercussions of it, the aftermath of it, is a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, I mean, bad way to look at it, but when you sit back and look at it and think about how they used to be to where they at now, bro, that fucked black people up. And then, as soon as they say, hey, y'all can go over there, we can't stop them from coming over here, we gotta let them through. As soon as they did that, them motherfuckers went back to the drawing board and said, hey, we gotta come up with another strategy then.
Yeah.
If we got to accept them, we gotta come up with a strategy that's gonna still keep us better than them.
Right.
Or making them feel like we above them.
Mm-hmm.
So what they come up with? Welfare. We'll give you this money. You ain't even gotta work. But your baby daddy,
Can't be around.
He can't come in the house.
Some system, boy. And then I also took a lot of money out of the communities that was built
Yeah.
just to go break bread with the next race, and was getting overcharged, overtaxed, and still wasn't getting treated equally. It was just let me put my foot in the door to try and make myself acceptable to you and your ways, when in all actuality you really could care less about, what was going on with me or whatnot. Now it's just, okay, I accept your dollar, but I won't accept you.
Right. I'll take that green, but you're going to go to the back. So what was the point of even doing it? If I could cross the street to go to Red Lobster, but I can't sit in your diner without getting beat or hit or having something poured on me or spit on, what's the point?
I don't want to be at it.
You know you ain't supposed to be in here, boy. I'm a grown man, man. What you talking about, boy? But I can't say nothing back to you.
Right.
Because if I say something back, I'll get arrested.
Maybe even hung.
So, bro, this ain't no
That
fucking...
damn time.
Yeah, so when you think about it, bro, this ain't no dream, bro. This is a nightmare.
Man, that's cat. Man, that's my... Man.
Shit. What?
Nah, bro, because that, and this is going to be mine before I get up, because that would only shrunk our mentality, man, if we wouldn't have been able to experience shit. We would have, to me, I feel like we'd still be raged out, bro. We wouldn't have learned shit, for real, It's like the, and I don't know. I feel like the shit, like you said, we special people, man. We go through this shit to overcome shit for a reason. I feel like what he did, it showed like, all right, bro, contrary, yeah, we forget too much, but contrary, like, bro, yeah, our natural instincts is to fuck y'all up, but now we forced to, you know what I mean, migrate with y'all and think a little more adversible for instead of, oh, let's beat your ass. Y'all want to play chess? Let's wise up and play chess, man. Granted, we still got the Malcolm X in us, but I admire the fact that he did it, bro, because it showed, like, all right, bro, you think that you making me come out to the back, oh, that's the challenge? Oh, I can't come into your store? Well, let me figure out how to learn this fucking system so I can non-physically spit in your fucking face and be able to spend my money with, now you gotta accept my money, now you need my fucking money. You know what I mean? It's more, not a reverse psychology, but it's like, you know what? You thought that I couldn't do this, so let me fucking do it to show you that I'm better than you at doing it, because eventually,
Right.
But, I don't know. Food, we too. It's fucking Hunger Games, man. That movie turned me to a whole different realm. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's all Hunger Games, man. They gotta make themselves survival, at least nowadays. You enslave something, like,
I
you
still
do.
say we fuck them up.
Oh shit.
So that's it for this episode of School of Thought. Yeah, this was a deep one. But as always, I'm your boy King James.
Yep, it's LB.
You might be able to know where it's ended.
See y'all. Good night.
Peace.
Come on to me, because I put that.